The year is 1926, and Newt Scamander has just completed a global excursion to find and document an extraordinary array of magical creatures. Arriving in New York for a brief stopover, he might have come and gone without incident were it not for a no-maj, American for muggle, named Jacob, a misplaced magical case, and the escape of some of Newt's fantastic beasts, which could spell trouble for both the wizarding and no-maj worlds. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them sees David Yates direct a screenplay by J.K. Rowling. The movie stars Eddie Redmayne, Ezra Miller, Colin Farrell, Ron Perlman, and John Voight. It is rated PG-13 for some fantasy action violence. So this movie takes us back into the wonderful wizarding world of Harry Potter, but this movie takes place here in America, specifically New York City, about 70 years or so before Harry Potter ever stepped foot on platform 9 3/4 to be whisked away off to Hogwarts and meet Professor Dumbledore, Hermione, Ron, Malfoy, and all the rest. This is kind of like a prequel to Harry Potter, with a little references here and there to that franchise. It takes place in the same universe, like I said, about 70 years before all that. Eddie Redmayne plays Newt Scamander, who has been traveling all across the globe, collecting different species and keeping them in his magical suitcase. However, when he bumps into a muggle, or as they say here in America, a no-maj, kind of like no magic, a no-maj played by Dan Fogler, their suitcases get mixed up, because, it's the 1920s and all suitcases looked like back then. So this suitcase is now in the possession of the muggle, or no-maj, named Jacob, and some of the fantastic beasts escape, and now they have to find them again, and that's where we get the brilliant title of the movie from. This is the first time that we get a screenplay directly from J.K. Rowling, because the screenplays for all the other Harry Potter movies were all adapted by other writers, but this one is directly from Miss Rowling herself. David Yates, who directed the last 4 Harry Potter films, returns to direct this one, and I think he's also signed on to do all the sequels as well. As far as the character of Newt Scamander goes, I think he's a great addition to the world of Harry Potter. He's kind of an introvert and not really comfortable around other humans, but when he's with the creatures, it's like he's a different person. His personality really shines through in those moments. Dan Fogler's character of Jacob Kowalski, the no-maj character, I thought was great. He's kind of like the audience character. He's the one that asks all the questions and gets told what's happening, and he also provides a lot of comic relief. Colin Farrell played a great villain, and all throughout the movie you kind of get the sense that there's more to him. Not just some guy on the hunt for Newt Scamander and the briefcase of fantastic beasts. And when that side is finally revealed, it is a nice payoff, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out in the sequels. The rest of the cast was great too. I did think that the character of Tina, the new main female lead, was a little bit too one-dimensional, and I would have liked to have seen a little bit more character development from her, which hopefully we'll get in the future films, but the chemistry between Queenie and Jacob was totally believable, and I really liked the interaction that those two had. The CGI of the creatures was well done, and there's one creature in particular, I think it's called a Niffler, that really stole the show, and I think that everyone in the audience will want to ask Santa to bring them one for Christmas because it is so cute. I really liked this movie, but I wanted to love it. It's not like I'm a huge Harry Potter fan or anything. I do really like the movies, but I wanted this movie to recapture the magic of those films. And it kind of does, but I was a little bit let down and a little disappointed. I definitely want to see more from this universe though, and it's going to be fun to see where the story goes in the next 4 films. I mean, after all, this is just part 1 of 5. But this one left me wanting a little bit too much. It wasn't nearly as satisfying as I had wanted it to be, and some of the pacing was a little bit off. I liked the world and characters that were set up, and I'm looking forward to the next movies, but I was not as awestruck or wowed by this film as I had hoped that I would have been. There is something to be said about being introduced to a new world through the eyes of children, like in the Harry Potter movies, and the characters of Harry, Ron, and Hermione, watching them grow up and learn about the world that way, as opposed to being dropped into a world where all the main characters are already adults. And I do really kind of hope that we get the American version of Hogwarts in one of the sequels. I think that would be really fun to see. But overall, I still really enjoyed this film, and I'm going to give Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them a 3.5 out of 5. Have you seen Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them yet? If so, what did you think? What is your favorite Harry Potter movie? Let me know, sound off in the comment section down below. You guys, thank you so much as always for watching, I greatly appreciate it. If you like this video, please go ahead and click that thumbs up button, that really helps me out a great deal. And then subscribe to this channel here if you aren't already, that way you don't miss any of my other videos. You can find me online at jeffitosmovieblog.com, on Facebook at jeffitosmovieblog, and on Twitter simply at jeffitosblog. That's going to wrap things up for this review. Until next time, I will see you at the movies. Bye-bye.